Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday evening, or just about coming up on the 5 o'clock hour. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill with this Portland, Oregon weather update in Vancouver, Washington. And we try to cover much of Oregon and even up into the Washington area. So I began with a reminder that we have the high wind warning. Actually, some of these are high wind warnings where you see the kind of most golden color. There's Golden Dale up toward Moses Lake. Those are high wind warnings. The more light kind of tan color, a wind advisory, all in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So basically through the night. Now, so far, we've seen winds gusting in Wasco County and out toward Hermiston and Pendleton, generally 40, 45, 46 miles per hour and under 50. There absolutely in this Columbia Basin area will be some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts tonight. The question is, do some areas get more like 60 or even 70? The Weather Service believes that at least spotty locations and usual wind tunnels, if you will, could get that high. But nonetheless, you folks will notice the winds blowing tonight. They're blowing right now, and that will continue fading away early tomorrow morning. And then we still have a lot of clouds and a light shower threat tomorrow on Tuesday. But the bigger story, I think, is the ridge building in midweek. So I have all dry weather on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday daytime. And with east winds developing, I'm still watching the potential for Wednesday and especially Thursday morning to have some valley locations with frosty spots in scattered spots, if you will. So that time of the year that whenever we have a freezing chance, I'm going to go out of my way to remind you because a lot of us haven't hit freezing yet. So here's the big ridge setting up, and it doesn't look like we're going to get trapped in fog. So if we don't, the afternoon's going to warm up and be really, really nice. So that's what's coming in the days ahead. Real quick, again, the wind advisory and wind warning, strong west winds 20 to 40 miles per hour. This is ending overnight tonight, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We mentioned the possible 60 to 70 mile per hour winds and the usual kind of wind tunnel locations. And before we get going, I do want to give you an update on what's called the ENSO cycle. Again, ENSO is the umbrella that La Nina, neutral, El Nino fit under. What we're doing is tracking uh, water temperatures in the equatorial belts off the coast of South America. So the latest update as November begins is that October finished about 4 degrees below normal Celsius, 4 tenths of a degree, pardon me, 4 tenths of a degree, nearly half a degree, but not quite below normal Celsius. And that's right here. When you get down to a half a degree Celsius, zero point 0.5, then you enter what's called a weak La Nina phase. So far, we haven't done yet, but here's the projection. Again, here's a half a degree Celsius, and the projections in November. Most of the models, not all of them, but most of them, take us down to at least a half a degree below normal Celsius, and that would put us into a La Nina. So I would say confidence is growing that we will get at least into a weak La Nina this month. Now, over here on the right, the dark green, here's again, what we're looking at, that half a degree Celsius below normal, which you need to be in La Nina. The green is the old statistical model, which is basically taking data from past years, comparing it to data this year, and telling you what you get. Now, the statistical model is right on the border between, it's barely La Nina or it's not. The dynamical model, which includes a lot more computer prognostication, if you will, definitely takes us down to a half a degree Celsius or cooler. So it puts us into a La Nina. But both of these models, especially the dynamical model, take us out of La Nina next spring as we warm up. So again, to me, it looks like odds favor us developing later this month a weak La Nina. We stay weak. It goes away next spring. So that would match all the information on my winter outlook. And my winter outlook, you should be able to quickly search my videos and find it. And I highly recommend if you have interest in valley snow and Mount Hood snow, and if it's going to be snow or ice, what temperatures are going to be, total precip. I cover all of that stuff to, I think, pretty good detail. So again, that's on my winter outlook. All right. I wanted to give you the latest on that. The Momentous Wealth Podcast, listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify. These are a library of investment topics mainly meant to educate you. And specifically, there's a lot of data to help you understand your investment in your different 401k funds for retirement and that type of thing. Again, Momentous Wealth Podcast, listen on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Okay, let's get you going. So we had rain this morning. There are a few scattered showers out there right now, but as promised in the forecast today, most of what we picked up was this morning. And this just came out at 4:30. So the 24-hour rain totals: Astoria 38 100s, Kelso 2/10, Scappoose, Vancouver, Portland, Troutdale 1/10 of an inch. The other Portland, Vancouver less than 1/10 of an inch. Hillsboro less. Aurora 11 100s. McMinnville 14 100s. Salem just 3 100ths of an inch. So again, with the exception of Astoria and Kelso getting 2/10, most of us got just some light rain totals. I mentioned so far that the winds I'm watching out in the Columbia Basin have generally most of the main reporting sites like Hermiston have been gusting under 50 miles per hour, but windy night ahead for you folks. Still some showers on the radar, not much on the local radar and also across the Northwest. We have an ongoing shower threat that will live tomorrow as well. So I want you to look at what's going on here. See all on the right, see all the clouds offshore. I mean, get your bearings. Here's the Oregon, Washington coastline right here. So some cloudiness offshore, a lot of it is farther out. But during the day tomorrow, we're eventually going to see all these clouds spill in. So any sun we get tomorrow is probably in the morning if we have sun breaks at all. And then the afternoon, very overcast. So right here, see the 588 high over here on the 500 millibar contour overlay? This is the ridge that's going to build. It's going to hold this weather system that looks impressive out to sea, and that will open the door for the dry weather ridge that I showed you a moment ago on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it is these clouds right here that will be spilling in tomorrow, and weather models show that the depth of the moisture tomorrow, especially in the PM hours, is thick enough that it could trigger some light rain showers. Here's the way all of this looks on the European 500 millibar 18,000 foot flow pattern. 4 o'clock this afternoon, here's the ridge that, the trough that had the cold front that came through this morning into Portland between 10 and 11. So that's clearly moving out. But again, we're going to get that moisture spill off of this developing ridge where you see the contours arcing well to the north. So that's tomorrow. And then by the time we get into Wednesday, now see how the ridge, the axis of the ridge is where the arcing is. So it's right over us. This is absolutely a dry Wednesday. And after any early low clouds or fog, we break out into a lot of sun. Here's a 580, 79, about a 580 contour over us. So again, that is a temperature inversion. But if we don't have fog to speak of in the morning and we get sun, we could easily warm up to 60. And then the same thing Thursday. Now, there is a bit of an east wind expected. It doesn't look like it's overly breezy. But remember, east winds bring in lower dew points, and that allows colder temps at night. So again, there's the threat of some freezing temperatures, I think, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, with the best chance of that being on Thursday morning. I said we're still staying dry on Friday. Here's Friday at 5 p.m. Notice the next trough is way out to sea still. And then Saturday, as this one approaches and passes to the north, we'll get some rain. It doesn't look like a lot. Maybe it's a 1/10 of an inch, for example. So there's hope that if you have plans Sunday, maybe it's not that wet outdoors, but there will be some rain around the area. And then this next stronger system looks like it starts to bring rain in the PM hours of Sunday. And if anything, maybe that holds off until Sunday night. Right now, Sunday morning looks to be dry. So keep your eye on Sunday. Maybe Sunday's rain chance gets pushed back, but this is a fairly wet system. This is what's going to be coming in. I'm looking at my notes, at least Monday into Tuesday of next week, and that could easily be 2-day totals of over half of an inch of rain. So this is really our next decent soak. That's the one coming in either Sunday PM or not until Sunday night into Monday of next week. Okay, so kind of keep you updated on all of that. All right, I mentioned Thursday morning's our best chance to see freezing temperatures. I talked about this yesterday. Again, I'm showing you the Canadian model. It's the coldest, and while I don't think we see widespread numbers Thursday morning of 32, 33, 31, 27, this certainly highlights that it's possible that we get scattered freezing temperatures. So if you're in an area that's often 30 or 32, and most of us are 37, 38, 39, then I would expect some frost where you are Thursday morning. Teens out in Malheur and Harney counties, perhaps mid 16 out in Baker County. So definitely some cold temperatures out across the east. This shows 30s, mid 30s up in Seattle as well. So again, that's Thursday morning. Prepare for that if you need to. We disconnected the water to our sprinkler system in our yard today. So again, these are the type of things you need to start thinking about doing. All right, so let's go around the horn. We have some quiet weather days coming up. Medford, some fog, and then otherwise it's sunny on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there's some weekend showers. Really nice forecast coming up in the next several days. Bend, let's see here. Chance of rain and snow showers over in Central Oregon, mainly tomorrow morning. I think you folks will probably see drying take place in the afternoon. And then you go all sunny Wednesday, Thursday. And look at Friday over in Bend, sunny and 60. Boy, that's nice. Then rain chances return for the weekend. Up in Seattle, chance of some showers, a cloudy day on Tuesday. There's that ridge. Wednesday, sun, and Thursday, sun. And then this brings rain in probably the PM hours up north in Seattle Friday afternoon, where Portland definitely stays dry during the day Friday and shows some rain over the weekend. Okay. All right. Let's just check out the Central Coast. There's that ridge midweek. Beautiful weather. 60 at the beach Wednesday, 62 Thursday. Enjoy that. My goodness. This Friday rain chance, I feel like, is going to hold off. There's some automation here with the National Weather Service product. So if you have plans at the coast right now on Friday, certainly the morning you're dry. I mean, some models are showing a chance along the beach in the afternoon Friday, but I think there's a decent chance that holds off. Certainly some rain at times for the weekend. And let's go down to Eugene, see what they're doing. Wednesday, 30, 55. Frosty areas down there in the South Valley to Eugene, Thursday morning, but warming to 57. And again, models biting on this chance of rain Friday, but the data I looks at shows that it mainly holds off. All right. Portland 7-day, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros. You can always find my 7-day forecast and that interface I just showed you on my weather site, portlandweather.com. So tomorrow, if we have a thin spot in the clouds, it's in the morning. The afternoon's really overcast, leading to probably some light moisture, mainly traceable amounts. Wednesday's all dry, fog to sun 58. I lifted Thursday's high to 60, 38 in the city in the morning. Clouds increase Friday, but we stay dry. Some Saturday showers, not a lot of rain. And again, there's some question as to whether or not after a dry Sunday morning, we get rain Sunday afternoon, or does that hold off until Sunday night? But this is a wet system. This is one that's a half of an inch of rain or more into Veterans Day on Monday, and still some rain Tuesday. And then stay tuned, because right now, that following Wednesday, I show what could be a 48-hour period of inches of rain, but that's way out. That's a week from this Wednesday. So just note there's something out there that I'm watching, okay? For now, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for subscribing. Please do so if you haven't to my YouTube channel. I'll talk to you soon.